So welcome back to some more Grand Theft Auto Vice City. In this part, we will be completing the 15 store robberies that you can do across Vice City, with there being 8 located on Vice City East and 7 located on Vice City West. And then after that, we will be doing the Ammunition Shooting Range Challenge. So both of these activities are a requirement 100%, and we begin here on Vice City East, doing the first 8 of these store robberies in a continuous run. Now, you yourself don't necessarily have to do these continuously. You can do them however and whenever you'd like, one at a time even. It does not matter, as long as at some point over the course of playing your save file, you do all 15 of these to get your percentage points. So, with that being said, the reason why I'm doing these continuously is because I feel like, due to our body armor count, we need to do these with a bit of style. This really is a state of grace. And, hopefully somebody gets that there. But beyond that, though, it's also a lot faster to just knock these all out at once. And I really don't find these overly difficult to do, because you're only really dealing with 2 wanted level stars. I know that if you stick around these shops long enough to where you continue robbing them past what I'm doing, then you can get 3 wanted level stars, but since we're not doing that, we're only dealing with 2 wanted level stars, and also outside of these shops, we're not running over pedestrians and things like that, so there's really no way of increasing our wanted level. So again, I just don't really find it to be overly difficult to just do these all at once. Plus, we have enough health to deal with cops shooting at us and stuff, so besides that, the way that these work is the same exact way each time, in that you're going to enter one of these 15 different stores, and inside you'll have a cashier. Now, sometimes the cashier might not spawn in, so the way that you can get them to spawn in is just like with a vehicle, in that you have to drive, I don't know, about 10 blocks away, which seems pretty far, but it's a necessary thing to do to get these people to potentially spawn in. So you drive away, and then you drive back to the store and see if the guy spawned in or not, and if he didn't, then you just gotta rinse and repeat the process, driving further and further away each time. And it's kind of annoying if the guy continues to not spawn in, but I can assure you, at some point, he will eventually spawn in by driving far enough away and then coming back. But fortunately, that doesn't happen to us on Vice City East. It does happen to us on Vice City West, so you will see a situation of that happening. But beyond that, though, you go inside, you pull out a gun, and in this case I'm using the Colt Python because it's just such a badass weapon, but you use a gun and you just start aiming at the cashier, and the cashier will drop money on the counter. And the moment they drop money on the counter, you're going to hear this little sound effect that is the same sound of Tommy picking up money, so they just reuse the sound effect, but either way that will play, and that tells you that they've dropped money on the counter that you can pick up. Now, the money that you can pick up is like pocket change, if that, for Tommy at the moment. As you can see with our money count, I mean, we wipe our ass with 50 bucks. I mean, in real life I wish I could say that, I can't exactly say that. I mean, that's Cheez-Its money right there, but for Tommy, it's nothing at all. He blows his nose with such small amounts of cash like what we're getting from these store robberies, so we don't care about picking up the money. As long as you get the cashier to drop money and then the alarm plays, that counts. That's all that matters. You don't have to pick up the money. You don't have to continue aiming your gun at the cashier, which you can do if you do want more money. But along with that comes, a faster wanted level and potentially 3 stars if you continue aiming at the cashier long enough. So I don't want to deal with that. It's not a big deal to me, like I said, because the money is worthless and useless. We've gotten, I guess, most of the assets at this point. There is 1 remaining that we haven't gotten, but we can definitely afford it with $347,000. But anyways, we have now reached the 1 instance in which a shopkeeper didn't spawn in for me, and as you can see, I entered the shop and there was nobody behind the counter, so I hopped back on my PCJ, and it probably wasn't the best idea to use a PCJ in a situation like this, because beyond having to worry about the lightest breeze knocking Tommy off of his bike, I now have to worry about the police running about the place knocking Tommy off of his bike, because that's what happens when you have 2 or more wanted level stars. So one would say everything has changed. And also, the smart person in this situation would have probably used that pan spray that's right next to the store that that we attempted to rob, but then the shopkeeper didn't spawn in, so we're driving back to it now. But the thing about it is that I wouldn't have used the pay and spray anyways, and also that PCJ I'm using has a unique color to it. It's that unique blue color that you get during the assassination missions for Mr. Black, so I don't know. I mean, to each their own. However you want to approach doing these missions, it really doesn't matter as long as you do them at some point. But beyond using pay and sprays and police bribes to get rid of your wanted level, you can actually change clothes, and it could even be changing into the same clothes that you already have. Like in this situation right here, we have a tracksuit clothes pickup, and if I were already wearing the tracksuit, it would still work, but I can enter that little pickup and change into the tracksuit, and Tommy would lose all of his wanted level stars, as long as he only has 2 or less. If you have 3 or more, then it won't work, and you'll have to go to the pay and spray, or use police bribes and stuff. But either way, that's something you can also use. I know there is the clothes pickup for the clothes that I'm actually wearing right now, the casual clothes, which are actually quite nice. I like this little outfit for Tommy. But the pickup for the casual clothes is actually at the mall on Vice City East, which is where I robbed 4 stores. So you can use that too if you want. It really doesn't matter. Again, however you want to approach doing these, I'm not going to judge regardless. So anyways, that pretty much wraps up the store robberies here. This is actually a feature that you don't see again until Grand Theft Auto 5, so it takes quite a bit of time before they bring back this feature, so that's kind of interesting right there. I could have swore I remembered there being something like this in Vice City Stories, but I guess not. It seems like it would have worked too in Liberty City Stories. You know, you would think they'd kind of expand Liberty City a bit and make some areas enterable and stuff, so you can rob them with Tony Cipriani and stuff. So I don't know. I guess we'll be waiting until Grand Theft Auto 5 to do something like that again. But anyways, let's knock out this ammunition shooting range challenge, which works the exact same way as the mission The Shootist that you do for the Malibu Club, in which you impress Phil Cassidy. So that way he starts working for you. So it works the same exact way. And I have the same exact strategy as I had the first time around, in that you ignore the first target outside of the 4 sections of its body, and you just leave the head swinging back and forth there, which sounds a bit morbid, but I mean, that's what you do. You just ignore it once the head is remaining there. So I don't know. It's not super crazy difficult or anything like that. It is kind of annoying doing this little side mission because you're using free aim controls, which aren't the best on the PlayStation 2, and that holds true for even Grand Theft Auto 3 and San Andreas, I think, in that the controls are very jittery when you're moving around the place. It's a lot smoother on the PC, the Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's a very straightforward thing here. So as you can see, I got really into it because I continued trying to shoot past when I ran out of ammo, so Tommy kicked the counter there, so that's pretty funny. But anyways, that completes this part. I know you do this little activity during the shootist, but you also have to do it outside of that mission, so we've done that now, and that completes this part. In the next part, we'll be doing the Pizza Boy mission, so I'd prefer calling that the Pizza Man mission, but either way, we'll be doing that. So until then, I will see you next time.